Welcome to the YouTube marketing webinar. Tip number one, anyone can do a video. I found that people have no problem writing 1,000 blog posts. It just comes really easy to them. But when it comes to videos, a lot of people freak out. There's no reason for you to freak out. Let me show you why. This is a very simple video on how to tie a tie and has 5 million views. This is a video on how to get a six-pack in 3 minutes. And this one has 7 million views. If you take a look at these videos, these are just guys shooting these videos in their living rooms. You know, they don't have any sort of special equipment. They certainly are not supermodels or actors or anything. But these videos have so many views. Do you know why? Because the content is great. Okay, so if your content is very good, you can get away with not being, extremely good looking or speaking extremely well or, having the best equipment out there. Okay, so just focus on having great content. The video quality can be just average. And if you don't want to get yourself in front of a camera, there's another option for you. I use a software called Camtasia, and basically it allows me to record my screen as I speak. So I can do either a PowerPoint presentation, or I can show people how to use a website or a tool on my screen, and it's going to record whatever is on my screen and my voice at the same time. So if you're kind of shy and you don't want to get yourself in front of a camera, there's still an option for you. Tip number two is learn what works on YouTube. There are basically 3 kinds of videos that work very well on YouTube: funny, weird, and useful. So either make people laugh, showing something unique, or showing something useful that they can apply to their work lives, or that they can use any day. And I'm guessing that most of you will fall under this last category, useful. So if you can teach people how to do something, then you're going to get their attention. Tip number 3 is customize your channel. This is Barack Obama channel on YouTube. And whether or not you like Barack, this is a really nice background. And you can do that if you're a designer, or if you know anything about design, or even if you have Photoshop. You can do this in 5 minutes. And if you don't know how to use Photoshop, you can probably pay someone to do it for you for 20 bucks. So it's really not that expensive, and you set your profile apart. The tip number 4 is to put the URL of your website in the description of your videos. I always put it at the beginning, and I always remember to put the HTTP : / before the www, because that's going to tell YouTube it's an actual link and people will be able to click on it. Tip number 5 is put your keywords everywhere. There are basically 2 different ways people can find your videos on YouTube. They can browse all the different categories, or they can do a search for a keyword. So that's why you want to include keywords in your title, your description, and your tags. So the keyword here is how to plant tomatoes. And I have it right here in the title. I have it again in the description. And then I have different variations of the keywords in the tags field right here. By the way, I really like this format for the description. I put the link first, as I said before, and then I ask a question and I put a call to action. Do you want to learn how to plant tomatoes? Watch this tutorial now. Okay, so question and call to action. I mentioned that we have different variations of the main keyword here. So how do I come up with all these different keywords? I use the Google keyword tool, and this is the link, or you can just Google keyword tool and you'll find it. So I entered plant tomatoes, and I found all these different variations, like tomato plants, how to plant tomatoes, when to plant tomatoes, planting tomatoes. Okay, so by using this tool, you'll get all the different ways people search for how to plant tomatoes, because not everybody uses the same keyword to search for your kind of video. Tip number 6 is steal keywords from successful videos. If you go to any video on YouTube, you'll notice that you'll have some tags, okay, right here. And you probably noticed that when you're on YouTube, on the right side of the screen, you have some related videos. So how does YouTube know which videos are related to which ones? Well, one of the things they look at is the tags. So if you can find popular videos in your market, and you can see what tags they're using, and you use the same tags, you can stand a very high chance to have your video on the right side of the screen when people watch the most popular videos tags. Okay, so in my case, in my example on how to plant tomatoes, I would do a search for tomato planting or how to plant tomatoes, and I would find that probably the 5 or 6 videos with the most views, and I would see which tags what tags these videos are using, and I would use the same tags. Tip number 7 is to choose the best thumbnail possible. Going back to the previous slide, you'll see that each video has a thumbnail here. The thumbnail is the image for each video. Okay, and people choose which videos they want to watch based on mostly the image most of the time. Okay, so it's very important that your image is very attractive. And so if you go to my account, and then my videos, and you click on edit, you'll be able to choose which thumbnail you want to use for each video. So choose the one that will get the most attention. Tip number 8 is to use video responses. You probably noticed that when you're watching a video on YouTube, right below the video, there are a lot of comments, and you can leave your comment yourself. What not a lot of people know is that not only you can type in a comment, but you can also respond with another video. Let me show you how this works. This is a video of glacier surfing in Alaska. Here we have a couple of video responses that people left for this video. Again, what you want to do here is to search for your keywords. In my case, it would be for how to plant tomatoes. Find the most popular videos for how to plant tomatoes and post my videos as video responses, whatever is relevant. And you don't want to spam. I mean, you don't want to just post your video everywhere. But if your video is a good complement or an addition to the video you're watching, by all means, go ahead and post your video as a response. So let's talk about how to do this, because when you go to the comment section, all you see is this big box. But when you click in this respond to this video box right here, this is what comes up. On the right side, you'll see a link to attach a video. All right, so that's how you do it. Tip number 9 is create playlists. So here I did a search for rugby, and I saw a lot of rugby videos, but I also saw a couple of rugby playlists. And this is what playlists look like on YouTube. This is how you add a video to a playlist. Right below each video on YouTube, you'll see a plus sign that says add to. So you click on the arrow, and you can either create a new playlist or add that video to an existing playlist. Now, this is how the whole process works. You add your video to a new playlist. So basically, you create a new playlist and you add your video to it. And then you add other related videos to your playlist. And choose a smart name for your playlist. Think about keywords. I mean, if you're gonna do a playlist with a lot of gardening tips, don't call that playlist the best playlist ever, or my playlist, or really cool playlist. Call it gardening tips, because that's what people are going to search for. Tip number 10, offer valuable content, not a sales pitch. I was hesitant about including this tip because it sounds pretty obvious, but I decided to go for it because I see this a lot. I see a lot of people trying to sell their stuff in their videos. Your videos should be 100% content. Your videos is not where you want to sell your products, okay? So, I mean, you're probably thinking, okay, but this webinar is called YouTube marketing. I mean, at the end of the day, I want to sell something. Yeah, of course. And that's why in your videos, you can use calls to action. And that's tip number 11. So you can go to my account, my videos. You can click on any video you want to edit. And you'll see a little link here that says annotations. And you can put any annotation wherever you want in your videos. So this one, for example, says, if you like the video, don't forget to subscribe. And I put this one before seconds 4 and 13, I think, in this video. But I can make it last as long as I want, and I can put several of these in each video. So these are the 3 main calls to action I use in every video I upload to YouTube. The first one is I ask people to like the video. Okay, and this takes no commitment at all. I mean, all people have to do is just click on like. The second thing I ask them to do is to subscribe. And when people like a video, they're just liking that video alone. But when people subscribe, they subscribe to all videos. They subscribe to your channel. Okay, and because this takes a little bit more commitment, I ask this second. And the third thing I ask them to do is to share the video with their friends. And I always like giving them a reason. For example, if I do a video on how to plant tomatoes, I say something like, are you enjoying this video? Please feel free to share it with all your friends who are into gardening. Okay, so if you give them a good reason to share, a lot of people will. And when people click on the share button, this is what they see. They can share your videos on Twitter, on Facebook, by email, on StumbleUpon, MySpace. There are a lot of different options. The ones that I just showed you are the 3 calls to action that I use most of the time. But there are others that you can use too. You can ask people to embed your videos on their sites. You can ask people to follow you on Twitter, to find you on Facebook, and to visit your blog for more content. I like inviting people to my blog as opposed to my site, because when you invite someone to your site, they expect you to try to sell them something. And that's something you want to avoid. But when someone invites you to their blog, you're not thinking that they're going to try to sell you something. You're thinking that they have really good content there. Because people associate blogs with content and websites with selling. So invite people to your blog. So for example, for my how to grow tomatoes video, I could say, did you like this video? Visit my blog for more gardening tips. And that would be a very good call to action. Tip number 12, use TubeMogul. I'm in no way associated with TubeMogul. I mean, I don't make any money by promoting it or anything, but I really like the tool, so I wanted to share it with you. TubeMogul allows you basically to do 2 different things. The first one is to upload your videos to multiple video sharing sites at once, like YouTube, Yahoo Videos, Google Videos, MetaCafe, Dailymotion, Crackle, a lot of these. So you don't have to upload your videos to all these places one at a time. I mean, you can just do it all at once from TubeMogul. The other thing I really like about TubeMogul is that it provides you with very good insight as far as how many people watch your videos and what's going on with them. So it's a really cool tool, and they have 2 different types of account. They have the free accounts that have some limitations, and they have the paid accounts that are like the premium accounts with all the different features. But honestly, I have a free account. I don't even pay them anything, and it's more than enough for me. So I'm guessing that maybe 95% of you will do just fine with a free account. One of the best ways to get a lot of exposure on YouTube is to organize contests. And these are some examples of great contests that I found on YouTube last week. A company that makes skis was inviting people to do 360s with their skis to shoot the videos and send it to them. I found a contest for plant your own tomatoes using our kit. And a vacuum company was asking people to show them a crazy way to use their vacuum. Okay, so, get crazy. Don't try to play it safe. Get out of your comfort zone. And, I mean, this takes me to my other point. You don't have to create all the content yourself. You can have your audience create some of your content for you. So be smart about this. Contests are a really good way to get people to send you content, because, I mean, you're giving some sort of incentive or prize, or call it whatever you want. But this gets people very excited.